I'm in. I'm in, everybody.
Whoa.
I've now hacked your phones. It is it's over. I own all of your bases.
They belong to us. They are belong to us.
They are belong to us.
Justin, did you
Tonight,
mute all of us manually?
I did. I do that because if I don't do that, you will be unmuted when the video is playing that says starting soon, and people will just hear you chatting in the background. I think I'm going to keep these on the entire time. I can see
Nice.
you. Can't read any text. That
I can't think of a
shows up.
single reason that that's a bad idea. So
I know, right? Tonight we are playing a one shot. We were going to play songs for the dusk, and then Danny said, "I'm sick," and so I was like, "Let's do something." And we are going to be playing a game called Cyberpunk, which I just found out is the name of it. It's CBR plus PNK. And my wonderful friends here were like, I think that's just as Cyberpunk without the vowels. And I've had this game for years now, and I just realized that. So I thought it'd be funny to put these on. I'm gonna take them off now because I can't. There we go. Okay, all right, there we go. All right, okay. I'm back in meat space now.
Welcome back to Meat Space.
I'm back in the meat space.
The best part about that whole thing for me is I was not expecting the different camera angles that we had in the green room. So when we came on, I was like, whoa,
just right here.
The space, it's just there.
It's very fun. I was gifted this MetaQuest, and I'm having fun with it. I don't think I would have as much fun with it if I had bought it myself. But as a gift, I highly recommend it. If you can find someone to buy it for you, highly recommend it. Very fun.
Yeah, I recommend just about anything you don't have to spend your own money on.
I'm with you. Look, if I could be a sugar husband, sugar boy, or what's the other one? A trophy
husband.
Trophy boy.
Yeah. The general term is just sugar baby. I think
sugar baby. Yeah. Hey, I'll be your sugar.
Give me that sugar. That's what Justin's saying.
Give me some of that sugar. I want it. Yes, we are playing a game called Cyberpunk. If you're looking for this game, you can find it on itch.io. Just look up CBR plus PNK. You'll totally find it. It is created by Emmanuel Mello, Cabinet of Curiosities, and produced by Mythopoeia. I absolutely love Mythopoeia. They also make The Wild Sea, which is another super cool game. Highly recommend checking that out as well. But tonight we're playing a Cyberpunk one shot. It is intended to be a one shot. These characters last run, their last job before they get out of the life of running. So I think we're just gonna jump into it. It is
what we do.
Dark. And then your vision starts to come back. The first things that you feel is a constant shaking. And as your eyes start to adjust, you see windows and seats and fast-moving landscapes with giant skyscrapers and billboards in the background. And you realize that you are on a train. And you do remember who you are, but the first thing that you remember, you're not sure why you remember this. You know that you need to deliver a package to the extraction point in car number 22 of the Trans-Metropolitan Monorail train. That is your objective. Now, who are these cyberpunk runners? I would like for each of you to go around and tell us what their handle is, what they look like, and what their angle is. In other words, what are you ultimately running for? And then we'll jump into the mechanical tidbits. So handle, what people on the street call you, your look, and what you run for. Who wants to go first?
Dibs on last.
Dibs on last.
I'm like, I think I pretty have everything. It's the handle that's killing me right now, where I'm just like, think.
Thank gosh. I have the handle and not enough else, but I'll jump in.
Let's just start with the
Guide
handle.
me question
Maybe
by
it'll
question.
maybe it'll come to you as you're telling us the handle.
Yeah. So Cardiff, I think, would be a cool name. Pronouns she, her.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the English city.
Yeah.
Okay.
But without the vowels, because it's leak speed.
Yeah. So it's just Curd.
Curd.
CRDF.
That's right.
Wait, spell it for us, Steve, because I think I heard
Oh,
something
I did it. I
different
did it
from-
with a TH. Yeah. CARDITH.
so not like the Welsh.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Not totally. Yep. Probably
Phonetically.
less consciously influenced by the city.
Phonetically similar.
Similar, not the same. Because Cardiff is pronounced like with an F, like it's written.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What does Cardiff excuse me, what does Cardiff look like?
Yeah, I think Cardiff has like is pretty well armored, lithe figure, like a sleek overall minimalist look. Armor has a black matte finish. I think she has like midnight black hair. Probably the most striking thing is like one eye is like bright white, and it's very clearly a bionic eye.
I love it.
I would love for her to wear like a sniper on her back, but probably only in mission, unless you're not, depends on how normal it is to just carry that every day.
I mean, if you are on a mission, so
Yeah.
I would imagine Cardiff would bring her sniper rifle.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. What are they ultimately running for?
I think it's I want to lean into the do-gooding aspect, but I want to just put a finer point on it.
Okay.
So I think it's to do as much damage as she can to her enemies before she goes out.
Okay.
I think that's the way she kind of interprets it.
So there are 6 options. Sounds like make them pay.
Yep.
Who is it? Who are you trying to make pay?
Am I totally free range here? Like,
please, by all means.
Yeah, it's the folks who I don't know what we have for lines and veils or how overt this is, so I won't try to suggest anything that makes it overt, but
for sure.
I think that she was raised in an orphanage where like the kids were very much just leveraged as an economic resource rather than treated as people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think anyone who does, or is associated with similar exploitation practices would be like the broader concept. But if you wanted me to like pick a very specific enemy, it could be those exact people, like the people who, among other things, own and make money off of said orphanage.
Okay. Make the people who ran the orphanage pay.
Yep.
I take it. Anyone else? Handle, look. What are you running for?
I know I called dibs on last, but I'm ready. Handle is mouse. And going for like a little bit of like a Little John motif where mouse is just the biggest freaking dude you've ever seen. Like he's absolutely massive. But what he's running for is to upgrade his life.
Okay. Upgrade his life. Okay. What specifically are you? What are you coming from? And what are you hoping to get to?
Yeah, so he grew up like when he was little, he was really little. That's when people started calling him Mouse, and he grew up on the streets, probably in a pretty similar situation to Cardiff, but more on the streets, less in the orphanage. Kind of like looked at the kids in the orphanage as the lucky ones when he was on the street, and like he he heard the story of Robin Hood and heard the idea of stealing from the rich to give to the poor, and decided he was going to steal from the rich to give to Mouse.
Okay. I like it. Steal from the rich. Give to himself. Gus, what you got? What you got cooking over there?
Oh, I'm cooking. I am cooking, but this is going to be hard. Okay, so handle. I have it. I figured it out. I had to go find a Elite Speak translator. It's on screen right now.
Oh no!
Oh,
Theseus.
Theseus.
As in, the guy that kills the Minotaur.
yeah.
That's the Elite Speak version of Theseus above my name right there.
End of ship fame, yes.
Yeah.
End of ship fame, yes. The same ship, or is it not the same ship? Who knows? Just like code, right?
If you have too much cyber
augmentation,
augmentation, at what point are you still you?
Exactly. I'm gonna go. Yeah, that's handle, and then I'm also gonna go with make them pay.
Okay. Same people, different people.
Different people, specifically hunting after the Minotaur.
Make the Minotaur pay.
Make the Minotaur pay.
I love that.
Is that another? Yeah, might be a hacker, might just be a piece of code. Who knows?
I love that so much. That's wonderful. This is
a fun idea that no one actually knows what the Minotaur is, just that they exist.
It's very fun. It's very, very fun. What do they look like?
They are. It's the first time I'm going to try this. They're going to go with they, them. They have cybernetic eyes. They augmented their actual eyeballs, fully cybernetic.
Okay.
Bald, like shaved head. They also wear sunglasses to not to cover up their cybernetic eyes, but just for the aesthetic.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
90% of cyberpunk is the aesthetic.
It's just aesthetic, right? Super tan, kind of like a little darker than me. In the middle, right? We've got somebody that's giant, and we have somebody else that's little. Wonderful. So we'll say they're about average size.
Perfect. I love it. All right, that is all of that. Couple last things. You've got what are called 4 approaches: aggressive, smart, empathetic, and stealthy. You get 2 dice to put into one of those. You get 1 dice to put into one of those, and another dice to put into one of those, and one will have no dices. I think let's just say what the 2 dice one is, and maybe the 0 dice one. And then I think we can fill it.
I believe the plural is dice.
Dice?
Yeah. Not dices, but dice.
Dices. You're right. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
Dice.
Sorry.
These dices.
Deuce.
I'd like to put 2 in smart.
Smart, okay. And what approach is getting no dice? Aggressive, okay. All right.
I just feel like I'd be making a choice that the others might not make, likely. I feel like someone's going to put pips in aggressive. So
someone might. What are we thinking?
I have 2 dice in smart as well, but 0 in empathetic.
Okay. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, mouse has 2 in aggressive, and 0 in smart.
Perfect. I feel like
Love
that's
it.
very still balanced little crew here we got going on. And then you are going to, there are skills 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I count 11 skills. You've got 8 dice to put in those 11 skills. You can go up to 3 dice. However, that third dice does not actually add another dice. You add what is called an expertise. So you'll only ever be rolling with 2 dice from a skill, but a third dice is going to give you a greater effect if you put that third dice into that skill. I don't want to know all of where you're putting those 8 dice. Those will come up. I would just like a highlight. What are they specializing in? Do they have an expertise?
Analyze and ranged combat. Oh,
Okay.
expertise? No, not formally, but those are the ones where I'm putting
those are
my
the high
heaviest
ones. Okay.
concentration. Yeah.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
expertise, but pretty well balanced. I'll say
Okay.
that.
Okay. All right.
I'm leaning into the cliche that mouse already exists inside of, and I am going for an expertise in close combat.
Okay.
Yay.
What is expertise?
I'm actually going with one that's already kind of just like provided here, just brawling.
Brawling. Okay. That makes sense. Sort of a boxer type
Yeah.
fighting. I dig it. And then the last thing is you all get to come up with your augmentation. You all start with one. You will have the opportunity to tell me that you have more, do flashbacks. But for now, you got to tell us what is your starting augmentation. I need the brand and name, and then we need a little bit about what it does.
All right. I have a bionic eye. I wasn't sure if guys you were also looking to use your bionic eyes, but we could differentiate what they see or do if you want to use that as your augment.
That is
So
not
I've got a
my
whole list of
augment,
ideas.
but
okay,
I like
cool.
that you and I have kind of gone down a similar-ish path.
Yeah.
And I was
I feel
kind
like
of
it's
ready
an
for it. I
everyday
was like,
occurrence
you know
to
what?
see something like that where
I
it's
know.
like, oh yeah, that guy's got an eye going on, or they got an eye, or she's got an eye. Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like
but they could totally do different things.
I feel like in the world of cyberpunk, replacing your eyes is probably the first thing you do with augmentations.
Yeah. It's like you have your braces off, and around the same time you're like, I'm just gonna go for the new eye model because
Might as
then
well.
I can
Like, get
play
rid of those
tag better.
jelly things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that braces exist in this future.
That
Can't
could be, Justin. I
can't.
could just be imposing my own world on this world, and I'm sorry.
I can't imagine braces exist.
Just
What?
can't.
So who's got it? Who's got to name their augmentation and what it does?
I'd like to go following the same pattern. I think I'd like to call this augment the Argus Panoptes, which is straight out of mythology. It was like 100-eyed beast. So I think that'd be fun to riff on. I'll put it in the chat for spelling in case that's easier. Argus Panoptes is the brand, named straight from the myth. And the short of it for the specific model can be the opticite.
I love it. I feel like Argus Panoptes is just a subsidiary of Argus.
That sounds smart.
That feels more of like a cyberpunky corporate name.
Yeah.
What does it do?
So I don't know how OP to be in our one shot.
Hey,
but
go for it.
Okay. All right. I mean, I want your basic enhanced vision modes would be super useful for sniping. So that would be like infrared, night vision,
So let's see what it does. Its primary feature. You will have the opportunity to tell me that it does other stuff through flashbacks and the use of stress. But what is its primary feature?
Oof. I'm gonna say its primary feature is like an augmented reality scanning analysis system.
Combat
So like I
tactics.
could be like, yeah, like I could be looking at a building from the outside while on comms and like scan points of entry, maybe, you know, use a bit of heat mapping to like be like, there might be 4 guys here behind this wall type
Love
of
it.
deal.
I
Like
love
that
that.
type of stuff. Does that make
Yep.
sense?
It makes
Cool.
perfect sense. I've been reading a very cool space western book, and someone has something like that. So I'm right there with you. I'm totally getting it. Anyone else? What is your augmentation, its name, and primary feature?
Yeah, I'm open to changing the the brand name for this, but right now it is the Pepsi, Pfizer, Mitsubishi, Nemean Lion Skin.
I love it. One more time. The Pepsi,
Pfizer, Mitsubishi, Nemean Lion Skin, which is a skin augmentation.
Okay.
And it is so I'm leaning into mythology as well. The Nemean lion was a mythical lion that Hercules had to fight, that its skin was impervious to all normal weapons.
For sure.
I don't want to go as far as to say my skin is now impervious to all normal weapons, but I was thinking it'd be like a skin augmentation that makes it so that any weapon that's moving below a certain like speed threshold can't break through it. So like basically like stabbing and slashing like in close combat is a non-starter with this augmentation.
For sure.
Still could get shot and feel it just as much as anybody else, but
totally. I love that a lot. So basically how this will work in the game is that to activate this feature, you're going to spend stress.
Cool.
So you can totally do that. Someone tries to stab you, you can be like, no, I'm going to take stress, and nope. Love it. Thesis, what you got?
I love that we all went with the little mythology rabbit hole here. I love it. It's so good. I'm sticking with that. With my augmentation, I'm calling it Ariadne's Thread by Monster Cables. So it is a wire, a USB infinite, if you will, that comes out of my wrists to R2D2 into anything that I need to interface with.
Love it. I love it. Porting and hacking.
Yeah. And I just trying to think of like what company makes cables. I'm like, oh yeah, Monster. They were the big thing back in the day. I don't know if they're still around anymore.
So funny.
They are.
I think tell me what you think about this. Generally in these cyberpunk settings, most everybody has some sort of way to hook into the net like that. I imagine yours is a higher level, right? So you're going to be able to hack a little bit better probably than other people will.
Yeah. Everyone else is still using the old 100 megabits per second standard, and he's got that 500 megabits.
Yep, he's there.
Fiber.
So with that, the three of you have woken up. You realize that you are on a train. You realize that your mission is to deliver a package to the extraction point at car number 22. And you, I'll say this. I'm gonna just roll a die here. Theseus, you look up and see that you are in car number 18. All right, you're all in car number 18. There's a ding that goes off, and the PA system says, "Today is a good day to ride." And as you look up, from one side of the room are a number, about a half dozen figures decked out in assault gear and paramilitary paraphernalia, They are charging through passengers towards you with their weapons aimed at you. And Theseus, I will give this to you too, since you seem like the hacky type so far. You look behind you. We'll say Cardith. Cardith, with her tactical sort of vision, can see that the door behind you is electronically locked.
Oof.
And now I will turn it to the three of you. What do you do?
There's no way back. You hear on your comms.
I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. You like broke up for me.
There's no way back. You hear on the comms.
Then we fight.
Okay.
What do you do?
Let me try an internet reset here.
Yeah.
I take off my shirt.
Wonderful. I will not make you roll any action for that. That seems pretty doable without.
But what if his head gets stuck in the shirt?
I don't think that's very interesting, to be completely honest.
No, I think Mouse has a habit that other people like have tried to get him to break out of. That every time he's about to get into a fight, he takes his shirt off and stuffs it in his back pocket, and so he does that now and just like puts up his fists.
Oh, I see.
What about the rest of you?
Better visual.
It's a little better, maybe. We'll see what the
Still
audio
choppy
sounds like.
movement.
Yeah. Theseus, what are you doing?
Theseus is going to try to see if they can hack the weapons of the paramilitary group that's coming on the way.
I like that a lot.
Glasses down, see if there's any Wi-Fi coming off of any of the weapons.
All right. What approach and skill do you think you're using? Any other factors you think might come into play here as well?
Can go with the smart approach and analyze.
Okay.
For the skill.
Smart and analyze. So you're gonna add all of those dice together. Don't roll quite yet, though.
Okay.
Are there any other gear? Augment. Well, you've got your monster cable. That's helping your hacking. Is that just for like plugging into a port?
Or it's for anything. It's almost like a radio wire, right? Like it's going to pick up any sort of wireless anything as well.
Perfect. Okay, then I would say that does apply in this case. So normally, the effect and the threat are going to start at level 2. That's the default. I think in this case, the effect is going to go up to level 3, but the threat is going to stay at level 2. That is just for you to sort of conceptualize the amount of risk that this action is going to take, as well as the benefit that a roll is going to have. So your effect is level 3, threat is level 2. You can raise both threat and effect together to get a higher effect, but more of a threat. Obviously, the higher the threat, the greater the consequence.
The greater the consequence, yeah.
Correct.
You know, let's push that threat and that. Go for yeah.
Okay.
We're runners.
So
we're here to do as much damage as we can.
Effect is level 4. That is the highest it can go. Your threat level is now at 3 now. You're going to gather your smart dice and your analyze dice. Now you have the option as well to push this dice. You can either mark 2 stress or add a glitch to add an extra dice to your roll, or increase the effect. But you're already at 4, so you could just add an extra dice.
And that's if I take the stress or I take a glitch.
Add a glitch.
Add a
And now I
glitch.
can explain what that is, or you could just do it, and then when it comes up, we can see what happens.
I'll mark 2 stress instead of taking
Okay.
glitch.
All right. Mark that 2 stress. Add an extra die. You're going to roll your dice pool now. You're going to tell me only the highest number.
Ooh, okay.
Unless it's 2 6s. If you get 2 6s, tell me that. Otherwise, just tell me the highest.
It's 2 6s. I swear.
All right. No, I love that. That is a critical then. I believe you. You don't need to show me. I believe
I
you.
just like showing off the avatar dice.
With a critical, you're going to gain some extra benefit. I think that this makes a lot of sense. You turn off their weapons. And as you are doing this, you also realize that this thing that you are seeing is not quite what it appears to be.
Ooh.
Something quickly then masks that and fights back against you before you can figure out any more. But there is an inkling now that something is not quite right with this situation. What do the rest of you do? You see sparks and shorting out of the weapons as these people are continuing to push towards you. Some of them now throw them down and start just coming at you with fists. A few others start trying to like unjam their weapons in order to start firing at you.
Now that their weapons are down, I'm gonna rush in
Okay.
and try and close in on some of them.
I love it. What approach and skill are you using here? Do you think any factors apply?
Close combat with my brawling expertise, and then I feel like I don't know how I use it, but my Pepsi, Pfizer, Mitsubishi, Namiya, and Lion Skin would be an applicable factor here.
You can only say the whole name, please. That's all I want to hear every single time.
For sure.
They have a recording device that they install when you get it, and it doesn't work if you don't say the whole thing.
Don't say the whole name. Yeah.
That's surprising. I think why don't you hold on to that? I think that would be if like I deal physical harm to you.
Okay.
In close combat, you can say, I mark a stress to negate that. But I do think the edge of your expertise definitely applies here. So I think we are looking again at effect level 3, threat level 2.
All right. And then I can raise those.
You can raise both
together.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Effect 4, threat 3. Do you want to push? Does anyone want to assist?
I was going to say, is the main goal to mow people down at this point, Mouse?
Yeah.
Because if it is, then I feel like an assist could make sense, where like Mouse is sort of the charging, meat force, and I am sort of the one closing in, using Mouse to provide a degree of like safety and aperture to the whole approach.
Yep. Totally, for sure. So Cardiff, you can Thesis, you could help as well too. We just haven't seen Cardiff do anything. Cardiff, mark a stress, and I think exposing yourself to the consequences is that if there is consequences, somebody's gonna get around to Mouse and get up in your grill as well too. Although only one PC may assist any given role, so Thesis, we will hold on to your actions there.
Just say
but you get an extra. You get
hacking
for sure. You get an extra die from the assist.
Okay, and so then, so I should have 3 die now. Then, if I have,
choose one of your approaches as well too. Probably aggressive, I would imagine. So, 5 dice.
Okay. Dope. Well, I mean, with 5 dice, of course it was going to happen. There's 2 6s in there.
2 6s. Wonderful. I will say this then. I will say that you, between the two of you, now that the weapons are completely nullified, the two of you quickly mop up these half dozen paramilitary squad that has come at you. And you've got a moment now to breathe. As you defeat them, there is a sort of there's a sort of electronic interference that happens as you defeat each of these figures.
Is that something we feel in our our own gear, or how do
no?
we
It's something
that?
it's something you see, and it's quick enough that you're like, "Did I just see that?"
Just to make sure I didn't miss it, and so I can get a sense of the flavor. What did Mouse's attacks look like, Johnny?
Wild haymakers. Just okay. He is not a careful man when it is time to fight, and so he's just literally most of the hits were just not even clean punches. It's the side of his fist, the inside of his fist, kind of connecting with the side of guys' heads, and that just crumple.
I love it. Just for a little flavor, if during that scene, as we pushed through them and you were mowing them down, we're inside of essentially the train car, right, Justin? Train car number 18. Okay,
yep, it is currently moving.
You'd see
as well too.
Yeah, so you'd see crowded train car, you'd see big figure with haymakers on a heat vision map screen. If you were get a take for a second from Cardiff's eye, and you would just see an auto targeting system floating over heads over the edges of his shoulders or under his the gaps between his arm and his torso to try to sneak in little shots on folks who are coming at him. But yeah, once it clears, I'll turn that off and just shake my head confused by whatever this irregularity is.
I'd like to ask, what sort of passengers do we see?
We're in car 18. Was that?
You are in car 18, correct.
Out of how many?
You're not sure.
Ooh.
You at least know that there is a car 22 and a car 18. So at minimum 22.
I see 3 nuns. 3 cyber nuns. Part of a different gang.
Cyber nuns.
Cyber nuns. They're not real nuns. They just like to, role play as nuns as part of their gang aesthetic.
That's
Incredible.
the gang aesthetic. Yes, I
gang
love that.
aesthetic.
That's actually great.
That's so very funny. You look at these cyber nuns, Theseus, and under their hoods, they are faceless. They appear to just be having a conversation with each other, though.
Faceless, in there's no features, or the faceless, the question type of faceless.
It is like that. It is just smooth skin under their
smooth
hood.
Skin. So it's not like a mask. It's they do not have faces.
They do not have faces.
That's pretty epic.
Theseus is just gonna out loud say, "Some of these people with their mods."
I will not be coy as well, too. You're all runners. You're all familiar with mods. You've never heard of any mods like this.
Ooh, okay.
And for the time being, no imminent attack after this kind of squad that descended. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd like
a little bit of time arranging all of the people he just knocked out in seats.
Yeah, I'd like to sort of also put a lens on this, as it were,
Sure.
Justin.
For sure.
And I think now that the imminent threat is gone, I'll look at these cyber nuns.
Yeah.
And their interesting facial appearance. And I'd like to just give them a quick scan.
I love that.
And I think I'm honestly just like at this point, like I'm so vigilant from the fight. Like I'm just scanning for like weapons or sign of obvious threat.
Why don't you give me an action? What approach and skill do you think you're using here?
I think it's smart and analyze.
I approve. And I think you've got an edge with your augmentation as well too. So I think we're again at threat level 2 and effect 3.
Nice. I'll leave it there. Threat 2, effect 3.
Okay. Do you want to push for extra dice? Does anyone want to assist?
I'll assist.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't assist.
Tell me
I'm
what you
helpful
do
here.
to assist, and we will figure out how you expose yourself to danger as well.
I will kind of just offer a thread of R90's thread from my arm to Cardiff and be like, just feel free to jack in and use a little bit of my processor if you need to.
Okay.
Thank you, Theseus. And she does.
Give me that roll. Add that extra dice.
So
give me that roll.
To be clear, it's like I've got 2 pips in smart, 2 pips in analyze, plus this help. So is it 5 dice? Am I reading that right?
It is 5 dice.
Alrighty, 5d6. Here we go. I'm showing you the 2 highest.
Just the highest. Although if it is 2 6s, tell me that.
It is not. It is 6.
It is
6
a
and a 5. But yeah, the 6 is relevant.
I'm going to mark 3 off of a secret clock.
Oh,
Okay.
3 off of a secret clock.
You can have your secrets, Justin.
I will tell you a few things that you see. The first is, I would like, do you have, does Cardiff have any family?
Oh, yeah.
Preferably any family maybe that have died.
Oh, plenty of those.
Yeah.
So it goes with the life of the orphan. I think
Yeah.
I think by default,
both parents.
Her parents.
But,
Was
both parents. Yep.
Would Cardiff know their voices?
I would say there's like one or 2 core memories.
Perfect.
Of like hearing them. One of them singing to her and one of them fighting.
Classic.
Perfect. I love that.
And I'd say I'd have a few dead brothers.
Yes.
Few.
You are looking at these nuns, and as you are looking at them, you see that their faces are phasing in and out of where they should be. Smooth face, smooth face, smooth face. You kind of, out of the corner of your eye, are looking out as well of the train, and you notice that you are seeing the exact same cityscape over and over and over again. The exact same buildings in the exact same spots with the exact same ads over and over and over again. And as you're staring at this, you're broken out of thinking about this by the PA system. There's a ding, and then you hear overlapping both of your parents' voices. And it says, in the same tone that the PA would speak, but in the sound of your parents, it says, "Dear passengers, please get the fuck out through car 12. Not 22, 12. and then you're shaken out of that.
Yeah. Did you hear
You
that?
all, yes, you all hear it.
In the same voices?
You hear it as the PA.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, are you analyzing the cyber nuns from like a distance?
I did not picture myself being very far from them. I think we were still just like standing from the skirmish. And then I just pictured looking over and seeing them in the car, like unfazed by the fight and just being like, faceless nuns? I need to analyze. And so I'm picturing myself standing like at like 4 or 5 feet away.
Okay. Because I think like I'm just thinking about what Mouse would do in this situation. I think when he notices the nuns, I don't think he would necessarily say anything to either of you, but he would sit down in their seat cluster.
Okay.
And just ask point blank, where are your faces?
They all at the same time just stare at you. They're having that conversation and then their faces just turn.
They were having a conversation, so they were like audibly speaking?
Yes, you did hear them talking.
Okay.
And then they stop and they turn to you. And they, in a booming, echoing, layered voice, say, "What are you doing? Get to car 22. Deliver the package." And then they turn back with their faces now there and just begin to have a conversation.
Right. Yeah. The job. Wow. Let's
So
go.
just to check, Justin.
Yeah.
Our mission was car 22.
Mhm.
They said car 22. The
Mhm.
PA said car 13?
12.
12. Well, someone's got to make up their mind here. I think what's most unnerving for Cardiff, being someone who like analyzes and collects data and stuff like that, and has an augment that's specified for that, is the sense of like distorted reality. She just says, "I think we are in a loop. Look outside."
Theseus just, yeah, it definitely feels a little Hanna-Barbera in here, doesn't it?
What do you mean? It's just the buildings. They're always there when you're in the train. The buildings are there. You see the buildings. They go by, and you're in the train, and the buildings go.
Look at that ad. And it's just McBurger Wendy's over and over and over again.
And over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, there's like 3 McBurger Wendy's billboards right outside my apartment.
But every time it is followed by Chick-fil-A. It's not right.
Followed by the same building, and then it repeats. Do you remember when we watched Scooby-Doo and I told you they would save money by doing the thing and reusing it over and over again?
No.
Shit.
Should have listened. It was a good anecdote.
Well,
where do you want to go?
If we stay here and we talk about the buildings, we don't go to car 22, but we don't get paid if we don't go to car 22. So that's a different loop.
You are right, Mouse. Forward.
Let's stop at car 20. See if we can find anything different.
Okay.
Be careful, Cardiff. The cars will look very similar to one another.
Funny. She just pinches you in the butt. You go first. Meet man.
Cheeky.
As you walk back, this is the door that was locked.
Can I punch it? Like until
of course you can punch it. Absolutely.
I'm gonna brute force this door in the most literal.
You can indeed punch doors.
I am assuming aggressive in close combat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think in this case, The edge is on the door side. A metal
that's
door
fair.
against your fist. So I'm gonna say that the threat is 2 and the effect is 1.
Let's raise those both up.
Let's do it. Threat 3, effect 2.
Yeah. Can we go higher?
Absolutely. Threat 4, effect 3.
Crank this shit all the way up.
Let's do it. Let's go up to
Door
11.
comes to life and fights back.
When you say 11, 4 is the max on either scale, right?
4 is the max. Yes.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Yeah, it was a rock and roll joke turning up to 11. Just making sure.
Most of them go to 4, but this one. You gotta watch This Is Spinal Tap sometime, Steve.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest movies ever made. 5 is my high dice.
5 is your highest. Wonderful. So there is some sort of consequence with this, but you do it. What sort of options do I have for consequences? You know what? I think that I can. You are punching this thing over and over and over again. And you punch it, but not before there's this flash of red that cascades through the door and into your arm. And your Pepsi, Pfizer, Nemean Lion augmentation skin is now glitched.
Okay. What does that mean?
Oh, we'll get to it when it comes up.
Also, it's very important that you include Mitsubishi.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. You said it all. I am one of those people that if you just talk really fast, I can't hear you. So you said it twice very fast, and I missed Mitsubishi.
My
Pepsi,
apologies.
Pfizer, Mitsubishi, and
Mitsubishi.
augmentation
Yeah.
skin. All right,
Yes.
wonderful. I've got it all now.
PPM,
Pfizer,
baby.
Mitsubishi.
PPM.
Yeah, the great
Pfizer.
PPM
Mitsubishi.
merger of
Of the
2156.
2070s.
Oh, that's funny.
I
Oh,
love
that's
that
good.
we've implied all of these like company mergers and it's just like extreme capital acquisition. Like it's amazing.
very-
Coke acquired
very
Coke
classic.
acquired the U.S. government, and so Pepsi had to make some big moves.
That's a big move.
to keep up.
Pfizer and Mitsubishi.
We just call him Uncle Pepsi now instead of
there's-
Uncle Sam.
There's often, I feel like in cyberpunk settings, like corporate wars, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like that this is our corporate wars, is these mass mergers between companies. That's usually like how these corporate wars end, is just merging.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A would do pretty well, let me just say. I feel like there's a
trying-
lot of ground covered there.
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
There's a significant part
beat
of my
Taco
brain that's
Bell
probably
in the franchise
Yeah.
wars. Yeah.
I'm like trying not to think about the fact that all of the companies we're joking about merging are already owned by the same two companies
The same,
right
like,
now.
yeah.
It's the
Yep,
same.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. We don't live in a cyberpunk adjacent capitalistic hellscape.
No, not at all. No.
Definitely not an analogy for the world we're already existing in. That would be silly.
Well, the door is unhinged. You can make your way into car 19.
Ladies first.
Fine. I
Ladies
walk
as
in
well.
and survey the car.
Yeah. This one is a dining room car. So there is there's like a little bar area. And as the three of you walk into it, you hear movement from car 18. And when you turn around and look, there are more of those parasocial military squad members. They are not aggressive. They are now just standing between you and going back to car 18.
Okay.
Mm.
Only way to go is forward then, yeah?
Are they like T-posing on us also at the same time?
Would you like to investigate some more?
Yes, I would.
What do you do to investigate?
We're gonna analyze and be smart about it. We're gonna I want to throw some threads at one of these parasocial military guys.
So smart and analyze.
Smart and analyze.
Smart and analyze. I will say that you have the edge on this. So we'll say effect 3, threat 2.
We'll raise it by taking a glitch this time instead of threat.
Ah, okay. So what are you glitching? It sounds like probably your augmentation. It could be an approach or a skill as well too. I think that would be fun, personally.
Yeah, I will. Let's glitch my skill of analyze. I think that'd be interesting.
Okay. I don't see used on an action roll. I think this is fun. It doesn't tell me an order of occurrence for this, but I think it might apply. So when you glitch, I want you to replace one of your dice pool with a glitch die. It's D6 as well, but just something that you can mark as this is the glitch die.
Glittery die.
Perfect. You are going to roll your pool of die as normal. However, you are also going to tell me what is on the glitch die. If it is a 1 to 3, it is a level 2 consequence that you can't avoid. If it's a 4 to 5, you can resist it normally.
Okay. So my total die pool should be my
smart plus analyze.
Plus analyze. Plus the glitch, or plus another one plus glitch.
It would be plus another die, and one in those dice pool would turn into a glitch. So essentially, you're just adding a glitch die.
You're just adding a glitch die type. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, so sorry, I just want to clarify because I'm a little bit confused.
Yep.
So is it like, let's say that your dice pool would normally be 6.
Yep.
Are you adding a 7th glitch die, or are you turning one of those 6 is now becoming a glitch die?
Correct. One of those 6 is now a glitch die.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. We'll see how this goes. So that's 2 6s.
Okay, so that's a critical. What did you get on the glitch die?
On the glitch die, it's a 1.
Whoa. All right. So this means it is a level 2 consequence that you cannot resist.
Okay.
That is very fun.
That's interesting. It's like a critical success, and then a like super bad things about to happen.
You glorious failure, succeeder.
But hey, adding that extra die, who knows? Maybe you would have only gotten 1 6.
True.
I think here is I'm gonna give you. Oh, that's perfect. The critical and this consequence is so good. You are going to fill up the rest of my secret clock.
Oh no. Sorry.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I apologize to editing Justin later.
I haven't had to bleep out a word in a very long time. A lot of times I just take them out. So sometimes they're just like filler words, and I'll just say, I'm just going to take that out. I will probably have to add a beat for that one. Oh, this is so fun. You are looking at these parasocial military squad members, and you realize they are not meat. They are not physical. You are in a simulacron, a cyberspace. This train is not real. And as you realize this, two things start to happen. One is that all three of your memories come back. You remember that you are actually here to protect a neural network that is housed in car 22. And when you look down, Theseus, you didn't notice you were carrying this before, but in your hand is the package, is a black briefcase that you did not realize you were holding until just now. And you realize this package is a virus that will wipe out the neural network. I'm going to ask you some questions, but I'm going to describe a couple last things. I want all three of you to be thinking about which neural network is this? Why were you tasked with protecting it? And how did you forget your actual mission? As you're thinking about that, the train takes a nosedive. It is now moving downwards, and it is as though zero gravity is in effect. You feel yourself floating upwards towards the back of the train, being pushed and forced to car 22.
Oh.
The paramilitary squad, now at this point, raises their guns, does not fire. Theseus, from behind them, you see what appears to be forming in the shape of a giant minotaur.
Oh.
It crackles red. The briefcase in your hand crackles red. And I would like for you to take the level 2 harm. Cybershocked.
Cybershocked.
With a level 2 harm, you are going to be rolling with a -1 die. What is the neural network? Why were you tasked to protect it? And how did you forget?
Is that a collective question, Justin?
That is a collective question for the three of you.
I think we forgot due to the subroutines of probably defense of whatever network we're in, that one of us may have missed on the way jacking into this neural network.
Yeah. The neural network itself is basically the thing that they replaced Congress with years ago.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that.
So it's a subroutine of multiple AIs that vote on various policy decisions.
You said Coca-Cola United States government, yes?
Yeah.
Coca-Cola USA.
I'm so proud to be part of Coca-Cola USA.
I'm like,
it's actually in the real world, Coca-Cola Walmart USA, but they
okay, all right.
But they got
that was a part of the in the merging. They agreed to let their name be kind of
go first,
for sure.
That means it's funny because in the real world, I think Coke is technically owned by a Brazilian conglomerate.
Oh,
so that means Brazil technically owns America in this scenario.
Assuming that it hasn't changed hands in all that time.
It hasn't changed hands, yeah.
What was the third question that remains unanswered, Justin? Because we know what the neural network is.
Oh no, Berkshire Hathaway owns Coke, which is American.
Why? It sounds like I get the question of why are you protecting it. I can imagine it might be something like perhaps you were hired by the government itself to protect this neural network. But I'm open to other ideas. That seems to be the obvious one.
And we forgot why we specifically were assigned to maybe our last run, whether or not we were working together on whatever each of our last run was. We got caught and indicted, and basically we could go away for the rest of our lives, or we could do this.
I love it. They tasked you. They said, we will let you live, you do one last job for us and sent you on your way. I love that a lot. You also now recognize what these paramilitary squad is in front of you. I think I kept saying paramilitary social. That doesn't make any sense.
Parasocial military, paramilitary.
Parasocial
I was gonna say I didn't want to say anything, but I liked the idea of it being a parasocial military in the future.
It actually might be. One of the questions is who sent what are called the Black Hounds is the name of this paramilitary squad. They are the ones that handed you the virus. Who sent them? I would like to suggest, if you don't have anything, no, I was actually going to suggest the owners of the orphanage that Cardiff grew up in, heads the social.
Cool.
Social services.
Yeah. Social services.
Hey.
Dollar General orphanages.
Dollar General orphanages.
Oh, I love that so much. I love it.
And the next question that they have you answer is, do you want to control or destroy the neural network? I don't want you to answer that. I would like for you to address the situation at hand, and then for your characters to discuss what you want to do after that.
The situation at hand being that we're floating towards
the back of the train.
Car 22. And the other direction is guarded by the advancing paramilitary figures, the Black Hounds.
Is correct, Steve.
But the other end, like the other direction with those paramilitary, we at least hypothetically don't need to go back that direction, right?
That is the potentially. It is up to you. I will leave that up to you. I will remind Cardiff that something has told you to get to car 12 and not car 22 in order to get out.
Did Cardiff communicate that to Mouse and Theseus? Or
I will.
Okay.
I think we need to get to car 12. I don't know why.
You don't know why. So we're going to go to car 22 and do the job then, right? Because we don't just go to car 12 not knowing why.
Wait, so Justin, do we not remember now that we misremembered before? So we're remembering. Yeah.
You know that your job is to actually protect the neural network that is housed in car 22.
Yeah, we're protecting it from what's in our briefcase.
From what you thought you were supposed to deliver to car 22.
Yeah. So Mouse has this. Yeah. I'm curious how you're interpreting the job now.
My question is, is it better protected by us going somewhere else or just getting rid of this thing? Like, we don't need to go to car 12 to get rid of the virus. We just need to stop carrying the virus.
I'm listening. Do you think we should destroy it?
We throw the virus. We could put like an incendiary grenade inside the briefcase and just throw it back into car 18.
Normally, I'd agree with you, Mouse, doing something so loud. However, we're in a simulacrum, which means that won't work.
It worked when I punched the door.
Theseus just...
Are you telling me they wanted me to punch the door?
Yes, they wanted you to punch the door so we could get the briefcase to car 22.
If the only things we can do are the things that they want us to do, then it's all pointless anyway. Who's to say we don't walk to car 12 and it turns out car 12 is actually car 22 because car 22 was there. They wanted us to take the briefcase.
I think that there has been too much conversation.
I hear you.
Because there's an immediate situation to deal with, which is these Black Hounds are coming at you aggressively, and
I just want to throw a bomb at them.
You are currently already being moved back by the force of gravity
Of the train.
towards car 22.
Yeah.
So it is time to stop talking. It is time for action, my friends.
I throw a bomb.
Yep.
All right.
I will take the briefcase out of Carta's hand and
Theseus's hand, yeah.
And put a bomb in it and
put a
throw
bomb
it.
in it and throw it.
Oh, amazing.
Do it.
Big
There is a cable just going through the middle of your screen. I don't know if you're aware of it, but your camera, there's a cable directly in front of your camera lens.
There you go.
It's been bugging me for days.
I did that on purpose.
All days.
The aesthetic.
It was
It's for the aesthetic.
it was the aesthetics. It was to symbolize the fragmentation between humanity and technology present in cyberpunk settings.
Poignant.
Thank you. That's what my almost a decade of bullshit academia got me making shit up on the fly. We did not go over what level of load you are taking.
I took heavy.
I trust you to have, if you did choose before, to not lie now. But it is now time to choose light, medium, or heavy. That is going to be how many load you can mark off. Each item is going to be 1 to 2 load. So if you went heavy, that is totally fine. I believe grenades are one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to mark off grenades. You put it inside of the briefcase. Chuck the briefcase down towards the Black Hounds. What approach and skill do you think you're using?
I think this time it is ranged combat.
I
Or
will, yeah,
maybe
for sure.
Yeah, ranged
I
combat.
can see range combat for sure. I'll take that. What approach?
Aggressive again. I don't think
I think that.
I don't know that I will do anything else.
Yeah, I
That's
I
great.
don't think the grenade itself is going to give you an edge in this case. So I think
Yeah.
we are at threat and effect both at level 2.
All right. Once again, Justin, I'm coming to you requesting that we increase both of those.
Just 2 or 1 or 2?
Let's go all the way.
Okay, 4 and
Go
4.
big or go home, as they
Go
say.
big.
And once again, asking for your increase.
Does anybody want to assist or do you want to push?
I'll push.
Okay. Do you want to glitch or mark distress?
I'll mark the stress.
All right.
Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna glitch.
Love it.
Beep.
What do you think is being glitched in this moment? An approach?
Let's
Oh,
see.
you know what? While you're thinking about that, Gus, I am looking at this now. It does not look like you can glitch a skill.
It has to be approach.
It has to be an approach. So let's glitch your smart. Because I think that's what you used when you were doing the analyzing anyway, was smart and analyze.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll glitch smart instead.
Yeah, I think that glitching aggressive makes sense. Like as I throw the bomb, just like a slight moment of hesitation as I
Love
do
it.
this whole thing.
I love it. That's perfect. What is going to happen when you explode this briefcase? Let's find out when you roll.
Okay, one of these dice is cocked. I'm just gonna re-roll it.
You
Well,
did add
so-
the glitch die, correct?
Yes, I did. So my high die on my
Okay.
non-glitch die was 4.
Uh-huh.
My glitch die
Okay.
was a 1.
Wonderful. I love that so much.
Bet you do.
It's like
Uh,
consequences.
consequence. I get 2 now. 1 you can resist and 1 you cannot.
Consequences.
I will make sure that you know which is which. The one that I think you can resist, as excuse me, I think this grenade probably has reduced effect. In other words, this briefcase, and whatever it contains is something unknowable to Mouse currently. And what you did not know is that what is in this briefcase will happily eat cyber grenades for breakfast. And so the explosion is quite less than you had expected. Enough that it brings that effect down back to 2.
Wow.
You can resist that if you'd like.
I would like to resist it. I don't really know how I would resist it.
Yeah, I mean, it's cyber stuff, so everyone's got the ability to jack in and influence the cyberspace. So I think that's probably your lead right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So choose the method. So choose the approach.
I mean,
Smart.
I feel like, yeah, smart would make sense if I had anything in it.
I mean, I'm open to hearing.
Well, I feel like I lean toward aggressive still, just because like I'm like basically trying to like will the level of aggression that I feel to be asserted in the situation.
I accept that. I think I will remind you. Let's see. An actional. I guess it's not actional, so don't worry about the glitch die. Just roll your aggression.
Okay.
That's how I'm reading it.
Cool. 6.
Okay. That doesn't do anything. So I mean, it continues with what exactly it was doing, which is effect level 3. There is a explosion. Now, here is the part that you cannot resist. This package detonates, and after the explosion, there is no longer a package. There is a flaming giant minotaur that seems unaffected by the zero gravity and charges and knocks Mouse back an entire car. I would like for you to take the level 1 harm winded.
So was the Minotaur in 18 and it came toward 19 to hit me?
Correct.
So now I'm in 20.
20, correct.
Okay. I'm going to call that a win.
All right.
I like how Mouse is reading the situation right now.
I would like for you to mark the level 1 harm wounded or out of winded. I think that's what I said.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Winded, yeah.
All right.
Oof. We all see this red minotaur, right? I'm picturing sort of
see this red minotaur.
I'm picturing sort of like almost like a digital-esque hologram apparition.
Exactly.
Type of feel. Okay.
Exactly it.
Yeah. If I wasn't already not wearing a shirt, I'd be taking it off.
Yeah, baby.
Theseus is going to start running towards car 20.
Okay.
But I'm going to throw a grenade on my way out.
Okay.
Specifically, an EMP grenade that I have.
Because
I took medium for my load and my gear. That's one of the 5 items that I picked.
Perfect. Again, you don't have to pick all 5 items at the start. You can just say I have a medium load, and then you just have to mark the one EMP grenade, and then as things come up, you can just say that
you can adjust for that. Okay, cool, beautiful.
Exactly.
I'm like trying to keep it.
This is a little bit in the weeds here, but just want to make sure I'm understanding this playbook situation. So grenades. We marked off grenade as part of our loadout, and then there's 2 spots. Does that basically mean I marked off grenades and I can use grenades twice as part of load marking?
That's how I'm reading it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm reading that as you have 2 grenades if you mark that grenade item.
Perfect.
All right, so you throw a grenade. What approach?
And this run is kind of more of like a climb because we're just like plummeting, right?
Correct, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to clarify that you're not really running. You're more just like grabbing things and pulling yourself up as best as you can. As this Minotaur again continues to charge at all of you, trying to make its way to car 22 itself. Where are you throwing the grenade? Towards the Black Hounds or towards the Minotaur?
Is the briefcase still in one piece, or is it like gone?
The briefcase is no longer visible.
Okay. I'm gonna throw the grenade towards, like, at the Minotaur, like not
okay,
towards, directly at the Minotaur instead of the Black.
Okay. What approach and skill?
I'm gonna go with aggressive, and EMP grenades take a lot of sciences. It's a lot of science you got to do.
Okay, I hear that. I think the threat remains at 2. I think the effect goes down to 1.
I will take 2 stress to raise that up.
Okay. So, can you? Yeah, you can increase the effect. Yep. So we're now 2 for both of them.
Cool. I don't like glitches.
You certainly can if you tell me what you do and how you expose yourself to consequences.
I throw my second grenade with like, and I see him pulling out an EMP grenade, so I pull one out too and just chuck it in the same direction.
For sure. I accept that. I think that any retaliation by this virus is going to be cyber in nature, and thus you will have opened yourself up to its aggression, both of you as well. Yeah. But go ahead and add that extra dice.
Yeah, Mouse sees Theseus pulling out a grenade, just like goes, yeah. Just
like, finally. Just like, let's get loud.
Finally, you two are doing something.
That is a 6 singular.
Wonderful. A 6. It goes as well as intended. Which what did I say? Effect 2?
Yes.
Perfect. Effect 2.
Effect 2.
Wonderful.
Threat 2.
There are no consequences because it goes as well as intended. Both of your EMP grenades hit, and you see that for the moment it has slowed the advance of this creature. Thankfully, your EMP grenades are geared towards electronics. And this virus here in cyberspace isn't in itself an electronic and is very hurt by this thing. So I would like to know what Cardiff is up to right now.
So the Minotaur and the Black Hounds have just been forcing us towards car 22.
Correct.
We've now, Mouse got blasted back into car 20. Was that right?
Correct.
And has just shucked this EMP grenade along with Theseus EMP grenade into car 19. Right? Because they're pushing us up the numbers.
Correct.
So from the lower cars. Yeah.
Correct. So essentially, like, you and the Minotaur and Theseus are in car 19. Mouse has been pushed back to 20, and the Black Hounds are basically between you and car 18.
Yeah. I think after this throw, instinctively, Cardiff puts a hand on Theseus, fall back, and like just pulls him so that we join Mouse in car 20.
Okay.
It's already open because he got blasted back into it. But I want to look at the adjoining, I want to see how the cars are linked. And I want to analyze if there's a way that we can disconnect the cars.
For sure. I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think rather than approach that from the question, just tell me what you do to unlatch the cars.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that would be the best move.
Yeah, I always think that's what I prefer. I think a lot of times in these Forged in the Dark things is just say the
try
action.
something.
Yeah, just do the action.
Yeah, I mean, I think demolition tools might be the best thing to mark off.
I love that a lot.
And I'm trying to think about like what I'll just kind of throw some stuff in that I'm picturing, and you can tell me if I'm off base, Justin.
For sure.
But like I'm looking down at the link between the cars, and I just see this like massive kind of steel, like two large like like circular things that latch on, like a giant hook or an anchor type of deal.
Yeah.
And like I just see places to insert the equivalent of like a dynamite stick, picturing like a slender black like pairing. And so I'll just stick one in each lock.
I love it.
And then pull Theseus back and hide behind mouse and press the detonate button.
For sure. I love it a lot. I think in this case, your tools do give you an edge.
Okay.
So we're going to say threat to effect 3.
Okay.
You two are finally being fun.
Very fun.
I should have let you tell me what approach and skill you are using here.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's see. I've marked off 2 load for demolition tools. I think the approach here is also smart. I think it's a question of placement, timing. But I also want to, let's see, I'm going to lean in to sciences here.
I think that makes sense. Perhaps rigging, though.
Let's see.
But if you want to go with science,
robotics, heavy.
You certainly can.
I guess the science sounds more abstract.
Yeah, like the physics of like what angle to put things at.
Sure. I take it.
Explosion.
I take it.
Yeah.
I think then that negates your edge. I think that brings it back down to effect 2.
The choice of the both
Science.
Of the approach and of the skills.
Yeah.
What if I use analyze? Does that seem more palatable to you?
I think it does. I think it does. I think I'd
I can lean into analyze. I was actually instinctually moving away from analyze because I didn't want to feel too OP because I have more pips there, but I wasn't sure. All right.
I mean, I don't know. It's just the narrative. It's the fiction. I think.
Yeah.
I think to me that makes more sense of like analyzing and figuring out where exactly to put it. And the physics of it, I feel in the moment would be kind of difficult. That feels more analyzing already to me of analyzing the physics.
All right. Yeah. So I'll lean into smart and analyze then.
Sounds great. Do you want to push or have someone assist?
I would like to push.
Okay. Do you want to glitch stress. Or mark 2 stress?
Mark 2 stress.
Wonderful.
Alrighty.
While you're rolling that, Gus, did you roll with 1 less die because you've got that level 2 harm? Perfect.
It was not fun. I was like,
good,
my dice.
Good.
All right, 5d6. No glitch, baby. Just a 6. Okay, 6.
Just a 6. This is a very cool image. As you move out, you place these dynamites, get into car 20 and make it explode. The 2 cars disconnect, and you now see that you are no longer on any track. You're no longer like falling off a mountain. It's just a blank black void. And these cars are falling faster. However, it gives you a moment to do something, I will say. They are still falling towards you, though. The Minotaur.
The disconnected cars are still like kind of in sight.
Correct. You're all just kind of falling through the space. However, now
Mhm.
there's a little bit of distance between the cars. So it gives you a moment before the Minotaur and the Black Hounds can get to your car if you would like to do something. And I will open it up to the three of you. Is there something you'd like to do?
I want to do something really risky.
Ooh, good. Yeah. Do that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Theseus is gonna like pull out as much red thread as they physically can.
Yep.
And throw it at the Minotaur to try to like just real as quickly as they can. See if they can code in a little bit of something into the Minotaur.
What are you coding into the Minotaur?
A back door for later.
Straight up anus.
I love it.
Well, at least we know Theseus has priorities. You know?
Not the anus part, the backdoor part.
Same thing.
What approach and skill do you think you're using here?
It would be smart and coding.
Wonderful. I dig that. Smart and coding. That is glitched, so make sure you add that glitch dice. I do think it gives you an edge. You know what? I'm gonna say. Let me just take a look at this. I am going to say that would you have not had this edge, the edge would have gone to the virus. So it is going to stay at threat 2 and effect 2.
Okay.
Now, the one thing I'm still trying to figure out is if every time you use your augmentation, do you need to mark a stress to do that? That's kind of how I'm reading it. Mark stress to activate an enhanced capability.
That makes sense to me.
So I think in using this
stress.
in this moment, you would have to mark a stress.
Yeah. Okay. What is
So
the
right now
maximum
we're
for stress?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7. Okay.
7.
5. Okay. Perfect. I want to push with 2 more stress.
Okay.
That would take me exactly to 7.
That does, you are overloaded then.
Okay.
But that's okay. You're not
Okay.
Doesn't mean you're taken out.
Okay.
Let's get to your action first, and then we'll figure out what that overloading looks like. So you are at smart plus coding plus pushing. Right now you're at effect 2, threat 2.
Oh wait, that doesn't raise the effect to 3, or is that already at 2?
If you want to raise the effect, that's fine. You could also add a die. Are you adding a die or raising the effect?
I was thinking the effect, but you know what? Never mind. Let's keep the effect at a 2. I won't take that 2 stress.
Okay.
I'll stay at 5 stress for right now.
Okay.
So then that means I would get.
Hoping you'd overload.
Okay. It's gonna be tough because I'm going with a really small dice pool thanks to this other glitch. Oh boy. Okay. That is a high of 6 and a glitch of 6.
Okay, so no glitch. That's great. And with a 6, you
do glitch die count towards a critical if he's getting a 6 on the glitch die and the
no, right? That'd be like too good.
That's a good question.
After judging the outcome as usual, read the lowest glitch die separately. So I'm reading that as it is rolled, but it is not counted as a part of the success metric. It
Which
is
makes
its own
sense.
thing.
If it's replacing a normal die, then I would interpret that as you read all of the dice, including the glitch die, as normal, and then you interpret the glitch die independently after everything else is determined.
I am ruling that is not how we are playing this.
Okay. I'll make sure the internet knows that this is a bad call. It's an egregious take, and you are a fool.
I
The world
accept,
now.
I accept
game
my fooldom.
commander.
I accept my fooldom. I've had far colder takes than this, I think. There is a moment that the Minotaur, it's like climbing through the opening to card 19 and is about ready to like throw itself towards card 20 and the three of you, and you hit it with this cyber attack, and it zaps and jolts in place and just freezes for a moment, holding on to the edge of card 19. What are the rest of you doing? You do that. You open up a back door and you know that there's a back door into this virus. What do you do? Any of you? Oh, let's see Mouse. We haven't seen you in a while.
Sorry, I was distracted. What?
Yeah, what do we do next is the question. But I'm trying to picture what this backdoor means. We now have a new opportunity related to the Minotaur because of Gus's role.
Okay. Oh, yes. Well, okay. Well, here's what I'm thinking. This is separate. This is not really what I'm thinking about that. I just the developer of the game says that it counts towards the normal roll.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Then I will rescind my take and say that Johnny was right. And I apologize for...
Well, I'm mad at Justin for being so open and listening. I think he should double down.
I very graciously accept your
in that case, I will say that it lets go, and the Minotaur topples, falls into the Black Hounds, and they go plummeting closer toward the other end of the train.
Mm-hmm.
So you have now given yourself quite a lot of time. The threat is essentially vanished for you to do whatever you want to do.
So now we have no briefcase.
You have no briefcase.
And we just know that we need to protect whatever is in cart 22, this hub. I forget what the word was.
Mm-hmm.
Neural network. Yeah. I mean, now that we don't have the briefcase,
I would like
and
to
the rest of the
clarify.
train's disconnected. Yeah.
The briefcase had the virus.
Yeah.
So.
And we were trying to keep the virus away from
the
the neural network. Yeah.
Correct.
I think I want to put eyes on whatever this is.
Sure.
So as we're falling, I'll continue to climb towards car 22.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the same thing.
Wonderful. Theseus, are you going as well?
Yeah, I follow.
Perfect. You get into this car. It is an when you get into this car, it is like an old-timey soda shop.
Ooh.
And in the middle is a old soda fountain that just has a single spout for Coca-Cola. And it's got a little, though, high-tech screen sort of next to this spout.
Man,
This is train card 21,
of
or
my
we...
skin augmentation. I can't drink Coke.
And then for clarification, sorry, I don't know if I missed it. This is train card 21, or
This is 22 now. We were
22.
skipping over 21. Nothing interesting there. You tell me you're just going to see the neural network. Let's just get you to the neural network.
I
Oh,
love that you
sweet. No
actually
big
have a
boss battle in car
model.
21.
No big boss battle in 21. You've staved off you were in the big boss battle, and you have stalled it momentarily, whether or not, probably not permanently.
Him an anus.
And so the neural link, the neural network is this like soda machine.
At least that's how it is.
It looks for now, yeah.
It looks right now here in cyberspace.
Can I
For sure.
like hack in and observe the condition of the neural network like internally?
You certainly can. Tell me what you do. Tell me approach and skill.
Yeah, I take my normal stupid jacking cable out of my wrist and plug it in. And
me and my dummy cable.
Yeah, it's not dummy thick like Theseus, but it works.
Approach and skill.
Approach, smart, skill, coding.
Okay. I think that it is just standard. Threat to effect 2.
Cool. Let's push it all the way up. And I'm gonna push myself.
Let's do it. All right. Threat and effect at 4. Stress or glitch?
Stress.
Okay. Add that extra die and tell me what the highest is.
Cool. Rolling 1 die.
Amazing.
It's a 1.
Oh, things go bad as they fail.
I didn't have any pips in any of the skills or approaches.
I was so curious why Mouse was like, the 3 of us are here. I'm gonna do this. Like I was about to.
It was just
like,
I can do brainy things.
Act now, plan later, get into danger, and fall in love with troubles. Johnny's playing Cyberpunk.
Yep. That's right.
No think.
I believe you mean CBR PNK.
CBR PNK. Sorry.
No think, only do. This Cyberpunk.
You are jacked in, and you are trying to poke around, and it takes you a bit of time. Probably enough time that Theseus is like, let me do this. And you're like, oh, I got this. I got this. So you're just poking around and it takes some time. And then you hear, oh, I love this. The gravity stops. Your car just stops moving. You fall to the ground.
He means the falling stops, which was causing the like weird zero gravity sensation.
Correct.
So gravity returns.
Gravity.
Yes, gravity returns. Non-gravity stops. Yeah. Sorry, non-gravity stops. You fall back.
You fall. Wait
a second.
You fall while stopping.
Yeah, it's a double negative. If gravity stopped before and gravity stops again, then you fall.
Well, that's all right. Yeah. We're good. We're good.
No, that was a joke, obviously. And the lights sort of dim and then start flashing red as that Minotaur comes back.
How does it come back?
It's a virus in cyberspace.
But I mean, does it like just manifest physically fully in front of us? Okay.
Mm-hmm. In this car. It is not with a squad. It is with a single, like heavily armored, like giant, like one of those big tower shields. You know what I'm talking about? That like those.
Shield.
Like the riot shields, exactly, but like a big cyberpunk version of it. It's got this giant riot shield, and they
quick Theseus, use the anus you gave it.
I think too that they appear quick enough that the riot guard just slams his shield into Mouse. And I would like for you to take the level 1 harm battered, but I think you already have a level 1 harm, so it is going to go up to level 2 harm.
I can't have 2 level 1 harms because it looks like there's the 2 check marks. That's confusing.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It is 2.
Mhm.
I was just seeing the
It's
one
2
line.
crits.
So we'll say the level 1 harm then. In that case, Gus, I don't think you actually should be rolling with 1 less die.
Oh,
So you have to have both marked.
Ah,
you have to have
yeah.
both mark in order to get to the not the benefit, but the whatever the opposite of a benefit is.
Correct, the penalty.
The
But
penalty.
Mouse is now
Anti-benefit.
rolling with less effect.
The debuff.
What
That's the other word
do
I was
you
thinking
do?
of.
What do you do?
Theseus is going to reach in and pull out 2 blades from their
Love it.
medium stuff.
That
medium loadout.
Minotaur's anus is in trouble.
Mark off that in your load, and what do you do?
I will throw one of the blades over to Cardiff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I catch it.
And start to try to cut away at the riot guard.
At the riot card. Oh, wonderful.
Mhm.
Tell me what approach.
Aggressive.
Okay.
And this feels like piloting, right? I'm in cyberspace. I gotta pilot my cyber body.
Okay. I think the threat is 3. And I think the effect is 0.
Oh,
Oh. Okay.
for just trying to. Sorry, the goal is to what, Gus? It's to pilot towards them.
He's sort of
Yeah.
cutting at this.
cutting at
It's
the
cut.
riot
That's
guard.
the main action.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're trying to cut at like the shield.
Or like at the body, but like I'm assuming the shield is going to be the reason why we're at a 0.
Effect is 0.
The shield is there. I will say 2 as well. He has high grade subdermal armor. Hence the blade. Far less effective.
Mm-hmm. Gonna change target.
Sure,
To-
you
to
can
the
do.
Minotaur.
Sure, you can totally do that. Then we'll say that the effect is 2, and the threat is 2 as well.
I will. Pushing is 2 stress. Okay.
How many die do you have right now?
3.
I can
That's
assist.
even without the penalty. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a 4.
Aggressive and piloting. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Correct.
You assist. How do you assist? Just blades as well.
I mean, I take the blade, but I think my style is still more ranged.
Okay.
And so I just pull out a sidearm, like a pistol, and I'll marshal one load for that.
Okay.
And yeah, just try to help him on his path. Just fire along the path ahead of him.
I love it. Give me
At
that
the
roll.
Minotaur.
Cyber katanas. Let's go.
You always gotta have katanas in a cyber.
Gotta have a
Gotta.
cyber
What's up
katana.
with that? What can I, as an Asian American, I don't understand why there's always a weird Asian element to every cyberpunk story.
That's a good question to unpack for Cyberpunk's roots.
Okay.
I think I understand it to a degree. At least, I think there's 2 things at play. And these are very surface level. We don't have to get too in the weeds on this, but like one, katanas are fucking cool, dude. Like,
I'm sure.
I mean-
Look, yeah, for sure, for sure, yeah.
But then
They
the
also
other
lend
thing,
themselves to the most cyber aesthetic. It just looks like it could be a laser.
and I think that actually that brings me directly to my second point, which is when you think about what cyberpunk looks like in any iteration you've ever seen. Tell me, name
Akira's
a single city on
not the
Earth
first thing.
that looks
Yeah.
more cyberpunk than Tokyo, Singapore, Seoul, Hong Kong. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right.
Weathersfield, Connecticut.
absolutely not. Weathersfield,
Chicago
Connecticut
is
looks
pretty
like
cyberpunk.
Benjamin Franklin
Chicago's
farted it
pretty
out.
cyberpunky for sure.
Downtown Chicago.
Gus, what
By
did you
night,
do?
yeah.
Yeah, at night. At night when you're like, oh, Batman. Oh no, cyberpunk. 2 6s.
Is your Oh my gosh, I thought you were about to say 2 is your highest. Okay.
The fear I felt just then.
How about this?
Cortisol.
You are slicing and firing at this virus. You take it out. It starts glitching and it disappears. And with it, you see that the riot guard also has their shield glitch and disappear. I will also say, at this point, with the virus now taken care of, the guard is still here, so you're going to have to deal with that.
Mhm.
But one of the doors to the side of the car, not the back, but the side, opens up, and there's just a bright light emanating from this car.
No think, stab. Let's go to stab the guard. No think.
Okay.
Try not to
Let's
think.
see
And
what
it's cyber-
let's see what Mouse is doing. Or
Yeah.
actually, let's Mouse or Cardiff, either one.
You go ahead, Cardiff. I think you're already a little more engaged at the moment than I am. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious with my Argus Panoptis Opticite. Like,
Ah.
I was thinking about looking for weaknesses on the guard, but he's already, I mean, we're fighting him. I think we'll be okay. I'd like to analyze this blinding white light and the door that's been opened.
Yeah, go ahead and what approach and skill, and I'll say you have to mark a stress to use that augmentation.
Smart analyze, and the stress is marked.
Wonderful. Smart analyze, stress marked. I think threat and effect are. We'll say the edge goes to you, so threat to effect 3.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I'll take it. 46. 5.
Okay. With a 5. I think that's got to be what it is. With a 5, you are analyzing this. This is the way out. This is if you go through this door, you'll jack out of cyberspace back into your bodies, wherever they are. You might not even remember where they are. In your analyzing, though, the guard gets a jump on you and pulls out this shock stick, just throws it out, and just stabs you right in the belly. And I would like for you to mark the level 2 harm shocked.
Okay. It is marked.
Wonderful. Mouse. You feel free to share that information as well too. I'm gonna assume you say that out loud.
This is our exit.
okay. So we go now.
Deal with him.
Okay. So you mentioned we can like introduce secondary augmentations.
Absolutely, you can. It is a flashback.
Yeah. So a while back I got another augmentation to make it harder for other brutes like myself to move me. And now that I just got moved by this riot guy, I'm going to activate this augmentation. So what do I need to do to like bring it in?
Wonderful. So, I think that's just 1 stress.
Okay.
Now, you can, if you'd like, pick one of the drawbacks. If you pick one of those drawbacks, it'll be 0 stress.
Where do you see the drawbacks? Where am I seeing that?
They're on the first page, under assets upgrades. That little white box.
Okay. I think I'm gonna just use the stress instead of taking one of those.
Mark stress.
Yeah. So I rush up and I get into Cardiff, were you indicating the riot guard or the Minotaur that you wanted me to engage with?
The Minotaur is gone.
The Minotaur's gone. Okay, I missed
yeah.
that.
Minotaur is
Okay.
gone.
It's all good.
Excellent. So I rush up to the riot guard. Yeah, and I'm gonna activate my Apple Disney Flix Plus prevents Marvel Studios Spider Person sticky feet.
Of course.
And then pull out a I think now that I recognize that we are in a digital space, it's taken me a little longer than everybody else to really get that that's what's going on. In my hands materializes a comically gigantic warhammer.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I think that's a large heavy weapon, so mark that off your load. What approach and skill?
Yeah, I'm taking aggressive close combat and just winging like I'm the babe going for my last home run of my career.
Yes, you certainly are. I think in this case, any edges that you and this riot guard have are negated. Okay. I believe that this is a threat 2 and an effect 2.
All right. Let's go. Let's swing for the fences, baby. Let's push those all the way up again.
All the way to 4 and 4. Let's do it.
4 and 4. All right.
Do you want to push? Does somebody want to assist?
What does an edge do? Like
an edge is just me narratively assessing the various threat and effect that you and the enemies have. So if they had an edge, I might either reduce your effect or increase their threat. But if you've got the edge, the opposite might.
Yeah. I want to trade one of my dice for an edge then.
Because you have an expertise in it.
Yeah.
I accept. In that case, then, I think the effect goes down to 1. Or it goes down by 1. So it would now be threat 4, effect 3.
Shouldn't it be the opposite if I'm trading the dice for the edge?
Oh, you're trading a dice for the edge over him?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Then it would start at effect 3. Yep. Yeah. So it'd be effect 4 and threat 3. I'm tracking.
Cool.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. 5.
A 5. Wonderful. The good
my
thing,
dice just kept spinning.
The good news with effect 4, that is enough to take this person out.
Amazing.
I think the consequence. Oh, this is too good.
Oh, hang on. Before you go any further, just to make sure we're all on the same page, because I just remembered I do have lessened effect, so it is only effect 3, even though I pushed it all the way.
Okay,
up.
This does not take the guard out. With the Minotaur gone, there's something about this space that is now unstable, and the door starts to shut.
Oh.
It is going to shut. You're going to have to make a decision about what to do.
You two go. You get out. I stay in. You get me up later, or I die. Either way.
You have a
It's not your
split.
dream, mouse.
You do
No
not have
talking,
time
just
to talk.
go.
You need to act.
Theseus kicks Cardiff and Mouse out. Like physically kicks both of them out the door.
Oh. Give me an action.
Can my how does this stack up against my Apple Disney Flix Plus presents Marvel Studios Spider-Person Sticky Feet?
I will reduce the effect, I think, for Theseus.
This will be stealthy because they weren't expecting it.
Okay, for sure.
And analyze because I've analyzed this is the best scenario for this to be the outcome that we want.
I dig it. I dig it a lot. Do you want to push yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pushing is 2 stress, or is it 1 stress?
It is 2 stress. I will say, so I think it's going to start the standard threat to effect 2. However, we'll just we're doing this. I'm going to say that kicking Mouse out is an effect 1. The overall action is effect 2.
Action. Okay.
But,
you know what? Yeah, I'll push because that's gonna overload me when I do this. And I think narratively that would be pretty.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yep.
Cool. 4th. All right. That is 6.
Okay. With a 6, I'll leave part of it up to Johnny. I do think Cardiff gets kicked out. Johnny, what would you like Mouse to do?
Yeah, I think seeing how dedicated Theseus is to this course of action, at the last second, Mouse just deactivates his Apple Disney Flix Plus presents Marvel Studios Spider-Person Sticky Feet and allows himself to be kicked out with Cardiff.
I fucking hate the cyberpunk world we've created. This is the worst cyberpunk world. None of the cool names and all of the gross capitalism.
For me, the best part is it's like, did you write it down to remember the entirety of the name of the thing? I love it.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It's so funny. I mean, I think that you're both kicked out, and in a flash, find yourself shooting out of a vat of ice water. Your necks are connected to a cable that's tied into the nape of your neck, Mouse and Cardiff. Theseus, you are overloaded, and I think the one that makes the most sense is that you're taken out of action.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you look over at a 3rd vat of ice water. The vital signs are very, very dim. Alive, but in critical condition.
Cardiff, did we do it?
I think so.
Okay, and I just go and I pick Theseus up out of his ice water and just like pull the jack out of the back of his head.
I'm not going to. Part of me wants to just be like, and he dies, but I don't think so. I think it's. I think this can be a world where you can do that, and you know that Theseus is sort of right on the edge of passing.
Yeah, I also don't think Mouse understands any of that. He could, he very well. I made that decision knowing very well that
for sure. I don't think that's I don't think that's as interesting as I think it's more interesting that he's barely alive and not Mouse just murders him accidentally at the end of his one shot.
Very George and Lenny moment there. Just
it would be very funny.
With the mouse.
Feel like emotionally unearned though, so Theseus for now is barely alive. As you do this too, the lights flick on. There are a bunch of floodlights that light up this room, and you see up in the distance on like a 3rd story, staring out of a plexiglass window, is a woman. She is wearing her press uniform, military, just looks at the three of you, nods, turns around, and walks away, leaving the three of you having accomplished your last mission at potentially the detriment to Theseus. We are past time. Would you like to see what happens to your characters, though, after all of this?
Like a vignette?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd
Are
love
you-
to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Deliver.
Oh, this is actually going to have some mechanics to it.
Ooh.
You have your angles. You've completed your last mission. I would like for you to tell me and narrate a little bit about how you try and accomplish your angle. Tell me what approach you think fits that angle, your action.
I think for Theseus, as part of using the make them pay, right? Like I'm picturing Theseus did this to kind of basically quantum lock himself into a loop with the Minotaur now that there's a back door in the Minotaur. So every time the Minotaur like respawns back into this neural network, Theseus is there just despawning it, waiting for it to come back, despawning it, it comes back, like just stuck in this loop to make the Minotaur pay and just protecting whatever this is in an infinite nothingness.
That is so scary. I love it.
Yeah.
What approach do you think fits here?
I'm gonna go with smart, and then smart, and then the skill. If we need to do skill, I would say coding.
It is just the approach.
Just the approach. Just smart.
Smart is glitched, so you are not going to add a glitch die. You are just going to take a die away.
Okay. That is a 5.
So, before I tell you what this is, you can bump up your result to the next tier. So this 5 would become a 6. However, it comes at a huge cost. Either something, someone they love, your ideas, or themselves. Time moves differently in cyberspace. Who knows how long you've been going through this loop? Despawning, waiting, despawning, waiting, despawning, waiting. Your mind starts to fracture. No human was meant to stay in cyberspace this long. It is with one of your last moments of clarity that you realize you cannot keep this up. You're not sure how long you've been doing this in real time either. You assume it's been a while. But you will not be able to do this for much longer. The Minotaur will escape, and it will infect the neural network. That could be farther down the road, or it could be tomorrow. It's hard to tell.
Oof.
Who wants to go next?
Oh yeah, sign me up. Yeah, I think now that our names are cleared with Uncle Coca-Cola or whatever it's called, Coca-Cola USA.
Uncle Coca-Cola Zero.
That's right. That's right. It's got to be the 0 now.
Got to be the 0. Yeah.
Coca-Cola, Samsung, Walmart, LLC.
No. I think, Cardith returns to the orphanage from a distance, scoping it out for days. And we just see her prepping like the perfect positioning to just take out the overseers of all the orphans.
Okay.
With a sniper
approach? Oh, what approach?
I think it is. I still want to lean into smart, but I think in this case it's stealthy.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't believe stealth is glitched for you. I don't think you have any debts. You completed your mission, so you're not going to lose any dice for that. So just go ahead and roll your stealth dice. Let us know what the highest is.
It's just a 1d6.
Oh boy.
Anything could happen.
Can we push ourselves on these?
You may not.
Okay.
There's no more that we could cash in for our exit scene, right? So
this is it.
It's a 1.
Oh man.
Break my heart, Justin.
You you are watching this orphanage for probably weeks, making sure you get all the necessary information. It is the day that you are about to cash in on that information, take out your targets. You are looking at like the head of the orphanage. You are about to take your shot when a black flying stretch limo sort of hovers and lands in front of the orphanage, blocking your shot. Out of it walks a man in a suit. He and the head of the orphanage walk into the orphanage. They go up to their office, and through the window, you see this businessman hand him a very familiar black suitcase. And we fade to black. Mouse.
Yeah, I think so. Mouse his goal is to upgrade his life, stealing from the rich, giving to himself. I think some of his intelligence is an act. He understands the value of having people underestimate how intelligent you are, and he doesn't necessarily understand programs. He doesn't necessarily understand like a code, but he understands how to get people who know those things on his side. And so he was able to bring in a basically like not quite a virus, but essentially like a funnel program that once they were in the system protecting the government's assets, it allowed him to drop a funnel that would latch on to like the tax system and basically funnel some portion of everything that goes to this world's version of the IRS into his accounts.
Is it the Superman 3 thing?
Yeah.
Pennies.
Also Office Space.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fractions of pennies. How do we get this much?
What approach do you think you're using here?
So I am going to use empathic, using his charisma to get people to give him the things that he needs to do this.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't think that's glitch for you. You don't have any debts. You completed your mission, so go ahead and just roll your empathic dice.
6.
You probably make it out the best of everybody. You get out of it mostly intact, but why doesn't it feel like a win, Mouse?
I think like when you work in the criminal underworld, you don't necessarily like Mouse, especially, is one of those types of people who doesn't build a lot of relationships, but he's done a handful of jobs with Cardiff and with Theseus, and knows that this was kind of the last thing for all three of us. And I think it doesn't feel like a win because he's looking around at his life. Now he has more money than he'll ever know what to do with. And two of the only people he's ever considered anything close to a friend have not made it out as well as him, have barely made it out at all. Yeah. And he's looking around at all of this wealth and feeling like he has no one to share any of it with.
Lonely.
Yeah.
That is the effect of the city. You may be surrounded by wealth, you may be surrounded by associates, but at the end of the day, all of you are alone. And that is CBR plus PNK. Thank you.
Praise be to Uncle Coca-Cola.
Praise be to Uncle Coca-Cola Zero.
I just want a giant...
to Pepsi, Pfizer, Mitsubishi, and Apple Disney Flix Plus.
I just want like a giant eternal hologram overlord of Warren Buffett over like the mega city. Yes, I just think it'd be so funny.
This is an undying AI of Warren Buffett is the president forever.
That was the neural network we were protecting. That was Warren Buffett.
That was protecting.
Yeah. We should have just let it die.
Oh man! But instead, you let it live on forever.
A neural upload of Warren Buffett.
Thank you so much for listening to us. I really enjoy the cyberpunk genre. It scratches the aesthetic vibe for me. It scratches my my anti-capitalistic vibes. It's a cool genre. And I'm ecstatic to have played it with you. I think it was a ton of fun, cool action shots, and ultimately, I mean, that's the thing with cyberpunk stories. No one wins. You are a small cog in a nameless cog in a machine that will keep on running no matter what you do.
That's all I aspire.
No one wins in these worlds.
We're all just grist for the mill.
Yeah. And
the rats fall in and the meat grinder keeps going.
It's depressing and yet so real. So this is my reminder to my players, to my listeners, to make connections with people where you can enjoy each other's company and where you can fight against those in power. Thank you so much. We will be live on Thursday for The Forge and Sunday for Scum and Villainy. I should say Thursday will be Trophy, and then Sunday will be Scum and Villainy, and then hopefully on Tuesday again back to Avatar Legends. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.